Okay guys, back with video number 2 in our tutorial series. In this video we will be covering lighting effects as well as spawning locations. I may throw in a little bit of model detail as well. So let's get started. Go over to the tool menu and select the entity tool and left click on the ground. You will notice a man will appear. Don't be frightened by this. This is just a placeholder for the entity tool. So then you click on your selection tool, double click on the man. An object properties window will now appear. What I want you to do is go to the class drop down menu right here. Click on it and just have a quick look. You can see we've got a ton of different kinds of entities. A lot of this stuff is very advanced. We're not going to be covering that in this tutorial, so but I want to find a light entity. So instead of trying to search through this entire thing by hand, let's go to the box here and let's type in light. There it is. There's various different kinds of lights. In this case, let's go with the basic light. It's not anything special. It's not going to be directional or dynamic. It'll just offer some really basic lighting to get us going. So left click. If you notice, we've got a couple properties down here. Brightness, appearance. You can change some of the color as well. I wouldn't recommend any of this. Let's just keep it real simple, and let's click apply. Okay, and if you notice, the man is now changed to a little light bulb. Make sure you've selected it, and let's go to one of our windows over here, and let's raise it up. So now we've got it about head level roughly in our level. Let's keep that there. Let's make a couple copies. One light entity does not produce a whole lot of light, so let's select it and paste. And let's look around the level. Let's paste it over here. Let's do a total of 4 roughly. Make sure again, come over to your windows, position them roughly in equal parts around the level. And let's go back to this one. Select this, bring it over here. Let's bring this up one. Let's bring this up. And let's bring this one up. Okay, we've got 4 lights, and again, they're not special light entities. They're not going to be directional or focusing light anywhere. They're essentially just there to provide almost like an ambient sort of light source. You probably won't be able to tell where the light source is coming from once you compile the level. But so that's basic lighting, and a demonstration of this will be shown later on in the tutorial series. Once we compile the map and actually start walking around, you'll notice what the lighting looks like and the effects that we can achieve with it. So now let's move on to putting a spawn point in our level. Hey guys, back again here. This section of the tutorial I'm hoping to cover how to add some detail to your level. Right now we've got a pretty sparse little room here. It's not that interesting. So what I'm going to do is show you how to add models. So go to the tools bar on the left, go to the entity tool, and click on the ground. The man will appear. Again, don't be afraid. Selection tool, double click on him. The object properties window will appear. I want you to go to the class drop down menu. Let's highlight this. I want you to type in prop_static. Click enter. And I want you to click apply. Close this down. You'll notice we have a red box. Again, not that interesting. Selection tool, double click. Let's go to the world model right here. Double click. Right now we've got a model browser. This is a really great tool for searching all the pre-made, prefabricated models that the developers from Valve have created. So what we want to do is let's use the filter, just like the texture. Let's search for something we want. In this case, we've got chair already here. Let's stick with chair. So right here, you can see a preview window as well. Shows you what you're looking at. We can go down. We've got different chairs, multiple fragments of chairs, different styles. So basically, you pick what you want. Let's go with this guy. I like that. Double click that, and then click apply. Close this down. There it is. The chair is now in your level, spicing things up. So if we want to move this around, again, select, let's click, and let's move the chair to the corner. Now right now, this is a perfect example of we're having some problems with our grid. If you notice, the grid size is huge. I can't move it in increments when the grid is this large. So what I want you to do is change the grid size. Use the open brackets on your keyboard. A description of the grid modification buttons are available on the first page of the overview. So let's change the grid size. Notice the boxes are getting finer detail. So let's bring it down quite a bit, and now we can move this smoothly into place. Let's copy it, Control C, go to the ground in the camera window where the mouse is, Control V, back over this window, let's move it. So we've got two chairs, and this is the first step into adding just a bit of spice to your level. So again, let's copy this chair, Control C, Control V, let's double click it, and back to the properties menu, let's go to the world model, double click, let's pull in something different. Let's go couch. Okay, we've got a couch. Change it around, you can see what you're looking at. Let's use that. So let's go double click that, click apply, close that. We have now a couch in our level. Let's say I want to put it against that wall. We need to rotate. So again, just like the brushes, models can be rotated. Go to your tools menu, top, go down to transform. Let's move to the Z axis. Let's put a 90 degree. It is now moved 90 degrees, and we can put it against this wall. If you want to check if it's touching the ground, you can either use this view in the camera to check. It's not that accurate. Again, I'd go over to my grid design view, zoom in real close. It's touching the ground. This is good. So that's basically all I wanted to talk about in terms of models, how to place them, how to search for them. It's not too complicated. It's basically just a bit of time you got to put into searching for something that sort of fits your taste. And so I'm going to move on from there. One quick note: let's quickly talk about scale. Right now, the size of this room is pretty small, but the height, if you noticed, is actually fairly reasonable. It's fairly tall, and it's probably because that's what you'd find in real life. It can be difficult though when you're using this this view to sort of realize how tall a room may be. Best way to do it, again, back to the entity tool over here. Left click, click on the ground, the man is in there. And this is a perfect perfect representation of what the character in your game will be. It is height, its dimensions, and his eye level. So place him in the level, move him around, check to see if things are to scale, because that can be one of the biggest problems in level editing. Creating levels that are to scale and that'll look correct when the player is roaming around them. So in this case, it looks pretty good. Looks like we got about a 10-foot ceiling, maybe a bit more. Nice and roomy. The size of the room obviously is small, but I'm mostly looking at the height. So this looks good. Remember, guys, keep that in mind. Scale is critical. So that pretty much covers this video tutorial. We went over some lighting effects and how to insert and edit props and the models. So I'm going to move on. Let's go to the next video, and in that video we will be covering how to compile your level and finally jump in game and walk around. So I'll catch you there.